I got another movie review for y'all. This crush. Let's get into it. So, the little boy P. He was honest. He told old gal he kissed Emily. Well, maybe that ain't P, because maybe he didn't know, old gal liked him. But he told her he kissed Emily. She was ready to kill that nigga. But hey, look at it this way. Would you rather hear it from me or Emily? You know what I'm saying? I know you wouldn't want to hear it at all, but if you had to hear it, who would you want to hear it from? Scott pulled up to the party, and him and his assumed girlfriend, Jules, they making out, and they in the back or whatever. The nigga who party it was his teammate or whatever. He came outside and he was like, man, the back is off limits. Niggas hating. Ain't you supposed to be my mans? Like, when you go to a party and you got your mans or you got your girlfriends, they get to break a couple of the rules. You don't hold me to the same standard you hold the regular party goers and shit. The back not open to them, nigga. The back's open to me, bro. And even if you couldn't, you know what I'm saying, make an exception, nigga, you could have at least waited till I got done with my kiss. Nigga, you see me eating my girl face, nigga, and you gonna come over here to the back is, nigga, fuck out of here, bro. And of course I was right. This nigga stopped him before he go inside talking about some, you should have passed. Nigga, are you serious? You still on that? Nigga, we want... Where's your bitch? You know, let's not even talk about the soccer game. Let's not talk about how we won if I did or didn't pass. Where's your bitch? This is your party. You got your drink. You got the loud music. Where's your bitch? Like, they commenced to line up for a race. And we wouldn't even do all that. Nigga, just run my friendly fade. Like, shit. Like, I thought this was some random nigga party, but this my teammate. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna stay outside. Fuck your rules, nigga. We ain't finna race. Fuck is this, bruh? So when they race, the nigga tears some shit in his knee, knock on fucking wood, or he just hurt his knee. And that's also why I said friendly fade, bruh. Hurt myself doing this stupid ass shit, bro. Why the fuck is we racing? This ain't elementary school, and we don't play track. we don't run track, nigga. Why are we racing anyway? Soccer's a long run type beat. You know what I'm saying? Soccer is not about, I mean, like, in certain parts it's about changing speed, sometimes about being quick, but for the most part, like, you gonna be running for the whole time you on the what's his face? It's more so distance than it is speed for soccer. So we learned the assumed stalker's name is Bess, and she's new to town. Some nigga who looks like young Ashton Kutcher pulls up to Bess' house, and she's like, why are you stalking me? Have you been following me? Well, bitch, let's not act like it's weird. You got that man Scott Loke on your motherfucking phone doing to him what's being done to you. So let's not act like this is too out of character here. Getting a taste of your own medicine. So Bess left the little letter in that nigga's locker to meet up, and Scott never did come, so she planned to run into him on one of his runs in the neighborhood, and they listened to each other's music and shit, and he act like he liked her shit, knowing good and well he don't listen to that shit. That shit was two different vibes. He was not fucking with that shit. He was just trying to be a nice nigga. So Bess stalker's name is Jeffrey, the Ashton Kutcher looking nigga who showed up at her house in that one scene. He comes to her job and he's like, oh, you want something to eat? And her coworker's like, yeah, she does. Bitch, I can speak for myself. Even though Bess can't. Still, bitch, I can speak for myself. Even though Bess really can't. Still, yeah, bitch, I can speak for myself. What are you talking about? So when they go out to eat, Jeffrey tries to make a move and Bess pushes him off. And he's like, oh, Scott thinks you're a freak. Nigga, that's not gonna get you the pussy. Like, what be wrong with you niggas? Like, bruh, that's not gonna make her wanna fuck with you. Like, you saying that nigga thinks that she's a freak. Like, what does that even matter? What does that mean? What does that mean for me? Like, that nigga really thought she was gonna, after he said that shit, she was gonna be like, you're right, and then make out with this nigga. Like, no, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what be wrong with niggas? So Scott was at the coffee shop and he met his teacher. She was flirting with the nigga for real, and she said to call her. So he was leaving and he was like, oh, hey, like, Bess, because he ran into her in that run when he was running in the neighborhood and she was on the bike or whatever. And she was like, it's Bess with an S. There we go, Bess. That mirror building up confidence exercise is paying off. You better tell that nigga ain't no Beth. Nigga, Bess. With a S, nigga. You better let him know. You should have been doing that shit and you wouldn't even had to go in the middle of the forest and eat that dusty ass pizza with Jeffrey bitch ass. But hey, it happened. But pretty much she made a fool out of herself and he yelled at her to stop, and her coworker friend was like, crushes suck. But you gotta know, like, you can't wait on anybody. You can do anything. Now, I won't advise you to wait on anybody, but you can. You know what I'm saying? If you really fuck with somebody enough to wait, then hey. And some people do. Sometimes it works out in your favor. You waited for this person and you get the person and you guys live happily ever after. Sometimes it don't. You wait on this person, you get to meet this person and realize, why did I even like this motherfucker? Or you get with this or you wait forever on this person and then you realize you wasted your time because you never get the opportunity with that person. Hey, some people are willing to live with certain outcomes, but you can do anything. But this is when I started being sus with the friend. Cause when the friend put her on to Jeffrey or whatever, when he came in like their little job or whatever, and she was like, yeah. This is when I started being sus with the friend. Just sus. I didn't know it was her. Of course, when the movie ended, I didn't know it was her. But I was a little bit sus of her when she first had told her go with Jeffrey. I was like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. Like, Bess do need to get her niggas up, get her roster up type shit. I wasn't really stressing that. But now she's like, oh yeah, you can't wait on anybody. I'm like, she must want to fuck this nigga Scott. I didn't think it was I didn't think it was her. I just thought she wanted to fuck the nigga. But Bess ended up framing Scott. She went around sending well, she didn't go around, but she sent Jules' boobs around to the school from his phone. So now this is going to sound horrible, and I'm not saying this is okay or justifying this by any means, but this is why I say I advise y'all not to send nudes around. Not only because of digital footprint, but me being a man, I can assure you, if you sent your nudes, if you sent your body to a nigga, he has showed his homeboys before. You think guys keep nudes of you and they sex tape with you just to jack off when you're not around? Partially. But partially. But it's mainly to get validation from the other guys and to feel like somebody. Like I can't name to you how many of my homegirls nudes that I've seen from my homeboys. Because I was always cool with everybody. Like I've never had an issue with nobody. I've always just been like, nobody ever had a problem with me. And if it was somebody who had a problem with me, they was just hating. And then once they actually got to meet me and wasn't just jealous that nobody had a problem with me and everybody liked me, then they realized that it's no reason not to like me. So then they liked me as well. It was weird. But yeah, I've seen so many of my homegirls nudes like on some like whatever shit, just because they was dating one of my homeboys and he was like, and I never said nothing to. Is it fucked up that I never said nothing to them? But I'm like, I just always assumed that like women knew, like, oh, don't show anybody. And especially like in that when motherfuckers was heavily on Snapchat and when before Snapchat had a time limit type shit, oh, niggas was screenshotting the fuck out of them shits, yo. And they didn't give not one fuck about it. But that's why I say, y'all, I be telling women be asking me for a little dick pic, I just be like, hey, just dream about it, baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't even show my shit on FaceTime. Like, just dream about it. When you see me, just know I'll deliver. just know I'll come through. Come through. I don't know what I need to know. I don't know what I need to know. Scott knows that Bess is behind this, so he pulls up to her job and he starts yelling at her, and Jeffrey steps in like, hey, don't yell at her. And her coworker friend was like, Jeffrey, stop. No, let him get his ass whooped. Both Jeffrey and Bess gotta learn a lesson. This is what y'all want. Bess, you want this nigga so bad, she gotta stomach what would come with getting him. In the format you trying to get him. You want him, deal with this nigga yelling at you about another bitch. And Jeffrey, you want her so bad, you willing to get an ass whooping by the nigga that she likes and that she will continue to like once he whoops your ass. You gotta deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't care what nobody does. I just want people to know whatever the consequences are, whatever comes behind your actions, you just deal with that. I'm not finna stop Jeffrey. Jeffrey, don't do it. Like, no, get in there, Jeffrey. You want to be a hero so damn bad. Learn how it is when the hero loses. learn what it is to be a hero when them niggas get punched square in the mouth, nigga. So Bess sees Jules at a party crying, and she hands her a tissue, and she's like, "Why are you crying?" And Jules gives her a hug, and she just like looks at her. She's like looking at her like, "What? The bitch I exposed is actually a cool person." Oh my God. In the middle of the night, Beth's coworker friend is riding her bike and she runs in front of Scott. And now this is when I was fully sure. I was like, now I know where this is going. This bitch is actually the stalker, and she put it off on Bess. Cause Bess can't speak up for herself. But like my thing is like, damn, bitch. Why you so greedy? Share the niggas. You done sat up here and fucked on our boss to become a manager and give orders, and now you want to fuck on a nigga that don't even like me. Like, what's the purpose? Like, don't you have enough? Have you had enough dick? Like, you I can't even have a crush? And like, what the hell? Like, you just sucked this nigga dick to run the show. I actually applied and sent in my resume. Like, this is wild. I actually sent in my resume and had to come in for 2 interviews for a lengthy interview process. Like, what? And all you did was suck the nigga's dick? Like, wow. So, and y'all, that leads me to believe that like sometimes when I had a woman manager, not saying that women can't be managers, but I worked at a lot of places and I've seen a lot of unqualified people in positions. This shit just like played in my head. And I was like, did they do something sexual with the motherfucker in charge? Because this motherfucker doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. Did they fuck their way to the top? Which like, hey, if you got the assets and you willing to do that and keep it on the low key, and fuck potentially an ugly ass nigga, hey, I mean, I guess you do deserve it. You worked hard, not at your job, but I mean, you worked hard though. So I'm like, it just made me think. But now, you know, this part, I like I said, y'all, I didn't see the little plot twist coming. I was sus of her, but I didn't fully see it coming like, oh yeah, she's the one that's the stalker. But then, you know, I think, I like I said, I thought to myself, like, she did want to fuck the nigga. It seemed like she want to fuck him. Because what type of girl's gonna tell her friend, oh, you can't wait on him. He doesn't like you. No, most of all, bitch said, get realistic. Like, what the fuck? You're my friend. If I want fucking Michael B. Jordan, bitch, you better tell me I can get Michael B. Jordan. Don't tell me get realistic. What the fuck? What girl's girl are you? How does that work, bruh? But I'm like, yeah, now it makes sense. That's why she was trying to push her off on Jeffrey, so that she didn't have to worry about having no competition with Scott. But Scott was never, you know what I'm saying? Scott never wanted her, so you didn't even have to push her in that direction towards Jeffrey. Scott was never gonna be with her. That was never gonna happen. But yeah, the boss showed up to the stalker's house, the coworker stalker girl, and he was like, I ain't seen you, and you ain't been picking up my calls. She was like, I can't do this anymore. He was like, why not? Nigga, you are a consolation nigga. Damn. Fuck out of here, nigga. She was just with you just to get some dick. Fucking on niggas until she got the nigga that she wanted. Hell, nigga, charge it to the game. You lame ass nigga sitting up here on the doorstep, please. Please. So Scott started slowly climbing up the stairs because she kidnapped Scott or whatever, so tied him up or whatnot. He started climbing up the stairs, and the boss was like, I'll do anything for us. I want this. I believe in us. So she kissed her boss and stabbed that bitch ass nigga. Because he was doing the most. Like, hey, I can't really blame her. Let this be a lesson to y'all niggas. Take no for an answer. Shit, nigga, damn. If she really wanted it, nigga, you wouldn't even have to really convince her like that. Nigga, you just like, the fuck? I believe in us. I know that this can work. I know, like, nigga, leave. And then she said the classic line, the little stalker bitch was like, "It's not you, it's me." Bruh, when women say it's not you, it's me, it's always you. I just need you to know. Fellas, I just need you to know. She says it's not you, it's me. It's always you. They just want to get off with not having to be honest. Not having to tell you what you really did or why they don't want to be with you anymore. Like I said, charge to the game, fuck out of here, nigga. So in the end, Bess ends up coming to the door and sees Scott on the floor or whatnot. And then she starts getting her ass whooped. And then Jeffrey comes to the day. I'm like, well, Jeffrey, you let Scott whoop your ass. Don't let a woman whoop your ass. So then Scott, started pushing the bitch around or whatever. Jeffrey came in, started pushing the bitch around. Then Scott kicked her down the stairs. And then, yeah, they called the police and they left. So she got arrested. And then in the end, everybody had a happy ending. Jules and Scott ended up being together, which she got over, having her body sent around. Bitch was like fucking losing her mind, which like, hey, I'm not saying that's not a big deal. Like that is a big deal. And going to school the next day, knowing everybody knows what your titties look like, I'm sure it's rough. But she tried to act like she was never going to talk to Scott again. It's like, bitch, you're going to be fucking that nigga tomorrow. Like, let's act hurt today. Fuck that nigga tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So yeah, Jules and Scott end up riding off into the sunset, and then Jeffrey and Bess meet at the pool, and Bess is like, what? Like, Jeffrey actually is crazy over me? I should kiss him. So then they like make out and shit, and Jeffrey and Bess live happily ever after. And then they send the little stalker bitch to the insane asylum, which was the bitch who pushed that nigga off the roof or whatever. So I was like, damn. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this was the end of the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This was in the horror section because y'all know I'm trying to get the horror movies out the way and like slowly build up to watching like the for real deal scary shit. This in terms of horror, this wasn't scary at all. This was a 0. This was not scary. It was in the horror section. It wasn't scary, so it was a 0. But the movie itself, I give it like a 6.2. It was like a 6.2. 6.2. Yeah. But anyway, thanks y'all for joining me to do this movie review. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna go ahead and move into the next show, and then a movie review after that, and then the next show, and then a movie. You know how we do. Anyway, if y'all enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, cash, your friends, uncle,